before this video begins, I want to make it clear. My name is the COD Trash Can, where my channel is basically making fun of Call of Duty and all the losers in the Call of Duty community. The exact opposite of a Call of Duty shill, because I know the information and facts I'm going to hit you with in this video is going to trigger the Call of Duty community and the Battlefield 6 community. However, I do not lie. I will not lie like these other Call of Duty rage-baiting YouTubers and Call of Duty hate channels. I keep it real, pack the steel, unlike these other guys who are kind of like, in a roundabout way, pieces of shit who lie to you, manipulate stats, manipulate facts, manipulate clips, manipulate people's words to prove a point that's not even real in the first place, to help to appease their audience and keep you guys in the dark, to keep you happy, because, hey, no one likes to hear the truth apparently. They'd rather just be lied to by a bunch of dickheads. But not this channel. We're going to be honest, so try not to get triggered during this video. But I'm going to have to say off the bat, who was right again for the 15th millionth time, and it didn't even take 3 months. The COD Trash Can is right again for the 15th millionth time. Every single time I come out with a controversial take, all the fanboys get their little panties in a wad, get all mad. You're a Call of Duty shield. But the facts are this. Call of Duty has destroyed Battlefield 6 before even 3 months is up. And this is not me saying I think Call of Duty is the greatest game ever. But I told you that Battlefield 6 was overhyped. The stats are right in front of us. Right here. You could see it. Clear as day. There's no arguing this anymore. All these COD rage baiters are grifting you. Wake the fuck up. Call of Duty was the most played game in the US on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X for the week ending October 11th during Black Ops 7 beta. Just wait. It gets worse. Battlefield 6 debuted in terms of players at number 12 on PS5 and number 8 on Xbox X 24 hours after its launch. During the highest player count you're going to have on Battlefield 6, it ranked 12th on PS5 and 8th on Xbox. And again, this is not me saying I think Call of Duty is the greatest game ever. Like I started at the beginning, COD Trash Can. I literally talk nothing but shit about Call of Duty and this doofus-ass community. But again, I will not lie to you. And I told everybody how many times that Battlefield 6 was not a good game or a game that was going to compete with Battlefield 6. The online perception of reality and all these YouTubers hyping up Battlefield 6 like it was the greatest thing in the whole goddamn world, and it's going to kill Call of Duty, just like they told you X-Defy's going to kill Call of Duty, are all just lying, grifting, and manipulating you and using stats that are not relevant, like Steam stats, okay? Battlefield 6 debuted at number 1 on Steam in the US, okay? Yes. Yeah, that is where Battlefield 6 is most played. And like I said, Steam is only 5 to 10% at most, but usually about 2 to 5% of the actual Call of Duty player base. And everyone wants to use Steam to show that Call of Duty's dead. Look at it. Battlefield, number 1. Across Canada and America, and Mexico was, I don't know where the hell, down at 6. Well, I don't know what the hell Mexico's doing. They're too worried about getting deported and trying to learn to speak Spanish again. But look, where's Call of Duty on this list? Way down here at 14th, and it's not even in the top 15th in Canada, because Canada's superior to America when it comes to gaming choices. Boom, roasted. And as Ghost of Hope says right here, where everybody always likes to use him as a reputable leaker, he says, what a disconnect, man. LOL. Exactly. How many times have I told you guys that I do not miss that? I don't know how many times I'm going to have to tell you that I do not miss. Battlefield 6, once again on the biggest weekend, biggest day, where it should have had the most players, the most engagement, was 12th on PlayStation 5 and 8th on Xbox. And these people out here will rage bait, clickbait, lie to you, manipulate you, and say what you want to hear so they can get views and likes. But I will not lie to you. And yes, Call of Duty has sucked. Once again, I'm the COD trash can. This channel is predicated on making fun of Call of Duty and the community, not a COD shield. So take that copium somewhere else and stick it up your ass, you fanboy dorks who can't deal with reality. But Battlefield 6 was more so a good game and has been popular online for the spite and hate of Call of Duty and Activision, more so than it being a good game. And the artificial hype that was propagated by Call of Duty YouTubers to live and make money off of the Call of Duty hate so they can say Battlefield 6 is going to kill Call of Duty, just like they said XDefiant is going to kill Call of Duty, are lying to you, manipulating you, grifting you, and making shit content just to do nothing other than just to get views and likes without having any kind of character or virtue themselves or any kind of actual credibility. If that's what you like, right on. Go watch somebody who's just going to tell you what you want to hear and lie to you and just manipulate you. But here on this channel, we tell the truth. We keep it really packed to steel. If Black Ops 7 is a great game, you're going to hear it from me. It's a great game. I'm having fun. If it's shit, you're going to hear that. These people like to manipulate clips, like to take words out of context, whether it be FaZe Swag or Nade Shot, which I will say are douchebags. But you don't need to manipulate their clips and manipulate what they're saying and use what they're saying out of context to prove that point. You can just be honest and forthright, which they're not. They're like Call of Shame. I know a lot of people out here like, Call of Shame's an amazing YouTuber. He was exposing the cheaters. No, he wasn't. He was grifting you 99% of the time, too. He started off marginally correct, marginally reputable, but then just totally slid off a cliff of dog shit and completely just came covered in smell and stench of nothing but corruption and doctored clips and openly lied to you and manipulated you and lied about his technology and his anti-cheat and lied about his white papers. And that's why the dude got exposed and quit YouTube and now I'm doing Jesus Christ superstar videos and, I don't know, standing on the Sermon the Mount and just lost his mind because his whole scam got exposed. And these other guys are the exact same people. They use Steam to prove to you that Call of Duty's dead because no one plays on Steam. No one plays on Steam. And I've been saying that for who knows how long. Steam is not where people play Call of Duty. Rather, obviously, Call of Duty is played 90% on console, and the rest of it is on Battle.net, and a very, very small percentage of the people play Call of Duty on Steam. Steam wasn't even having Call of Duty up until 2022, and then finally 2021, and then it got the Call of Duty people. That's why it blew up for a little while there, but no one's going to switch platforms to play it on Steam. It doesn't even matter what the hell I just said there. It's irregardless. Call of Duty completely destroyed Battlefield. Battlefield was totally destroyed. It didn't even appear in the top 10 during its launch 24-hour period where the numbers should be the highest. And when Call of Duty comes out, you're never going to see anybody stream about it, talk about it. If we go to Twitch, Battlefield 6 has already dropped down to 48,000 viewers. And most of these are probably people who are huge challenge. Yeah, there's Nade Shot. That's the biggest guy. 6,000. Symphony, Cloaksy. They're just living off of it. Just like they live off Marvel Rivals. And just like they live off the hype. They play the game when it's kind of hype, gets the views, but doesn't have the staying power. And it's going to drop off already, as it already has dropped off. But Twitch isn't even an accurate representation, if we're being honest, of the health of a game, because when Call of Duty comes out without Warzone, no one watches Call of Duty much on Twitch. When it comes to the multiplayer, never have, never will, unless it's Optic Scump or somebody streaming, then it gets hype. But it never has been a popular game to stream on Twitch. But this whole nonsense that Call of Duty's dead, Battlefield 6 killed, XDefiant killed Call of Duty, oh my god, Call of Duty's down so bad, is not true. You may think, I may think, Call of Duty isn't fun, it sucks, and the community is losers. And I would agree with that. But we have to stop lying. But I don't lie. The other guys are lying to you. They're manipulating you. What your perception of online and what the real world is not the same thing. Just like these political grifters, all these people out here have an angle, all these YouTubers have an angle, and you need to have a stronger conviction and reality check and have your own beliefs. Because majority of people, it seems like, don't even have their own opinions. They just follow what everybody else tells them. They don't even bother searching it, researching. Even smart people I know just believe what they see and don't even bother fact-checking nothing. And quite frankly, I don't blame the lions out here for slaughtering you sheep and taking your money, because that's just what lions are going to do. This is like the fable of the frog and the scorpion, where the frog is trying to give the scorpion a ride across the river. They get halfway, and the scorpion stings the frog. The frog starts to drown. They both die, and as they start to drown and die, the frog says to the scorpion, "Hey, man, why did you sting me?" And the scorpion says, "Because I'm a scorpion." And the fable's moral is that some people cannot help but act according to their vicious nature, even when it's against their own self-interest, and one should be wary of who they trust. And you know what? That's what's happening with these people. They lie. I keep it real. I pack the steel. I tell the truth. And no one is more hated than the person who tells the truth. That's the video. I'm the COD Trash Can. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, which you probably did if you're still here, like, subscribe, and I'll see you on another video real soon. Peace.